do we have an article for you? ESPN, they ranked all 32 NFL teams' rosters, and they had the Patriots at the bottom of the barrel. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. And yes, my voice is a little hoarse. It sounds a lot better than it did earlier this morning. If I would have gave you guys a video, it would have been very, very bad. But before we get started breaking down the whole Patriots roster, I just kind of wanted to do something a little fun here. Name a random Patriot from 2000 to 2010. It could be anybody. You know, I was thinking Brandon Tate. I was watching Patriots highlights from back in the day, and Brandon Tate was just showing up everywhere. But the guy I got to go with, it's one of my favorite pass rushers of that early Patriots dynasty. It's got to be Toli Bantakane. I absolutely loved him nonstop. Deion Branch is what producer Moose is saying. Yeah, that's not a bad choice either. Very, very solid wide receiver. He was also playing past 2010. But you go down in the comments right now and let me know a random Patriot. Let's kind of just go through this really quickly. The Ravens at number 1, the best roster in the NFL. Eagles at 2, Lions 3. The Buffalo Bills team you're going to see twice this season. 4. Kansas City 5, Denver 6, Commanders 7, Rams 8. I kind of agree with those top 8. Then you could see the Bengals at 9. Go through the teams. The Chicago Bears at 15 is where I'm like, they're just really hyping them up this year, man. The offseason winners. Yeah, well, the Patriots also had a great offseason, and they're still below 20. I think the Bears and the Patriots are around very, very similar. Then we get to see New England at 21. I'd argue they have a better roster than the Seattle Seahawks. Pittsburgh Steelers at 19. Dallas, I really think, is a better roster. They're just always, they never win anything, but you always expect them to get 9 to 10 wins. They're above the Patriots, above the Jags, Raiders, Dolphins. Yeah, they're above the Dolphins. Get ready. Second place in the AFC East. Get ready for it, people. Colts at 25. That's way too high. New York Giants at 27, Titans 28, Jets 29. The Patriots, they face half of these teams on this list. This is how cakewalk of their schedule is. But let's talk about just really the Patriots. Like, I understand them getting put 21st on here, but I don't agree. I think they have a top 15 roster. I mean, defensively, top 10. But when you're coming off a 4-win season, you kind of have to put them down below. We're not just going off paper, people. Like, you got to play the games. We have just about a month and a half until the season starts, and that's when we really get to see this Patriots team in action. We don't have to talk about, oh, what's going on with this? Here's their signings and all of this. Like, it's once you play the games, we'll prove if the Patriots are the 21st ranked team or if they're like my prediction, where they're going to be a top 10. Some of these, like what ESPN put as the biggest strength, the biggest weakness, and an XFactors, not surprising at all. Like your biggest strength, your best player on your team. Christian Gonzalez, the secondary. Like that was a no-brainer whatsoever. I'd argue kind of with the defensive line, but when you go past the interior and you go to the edge, yeah, that's where the weakness goes. But with secondary, I mean, come on. ESPN said this about the Patriots' biggest strength. They beefed up at corner by signing Carlton Davis, a running mate for Christian Gonzalez. A move that supplies New England with one of the best league's top perimeter duos. Marcus Jones has developed into a quality slot corner. I think he's going to have a breakout year too. And then with your safeties, Jabril Peppers as the elite in recent seasons, and he'll be joined by Kyle Duggar. And then you signed Marcus Epps. 3 safeties battled injuries last season, but have been solid to good starters when healthy. Yeah, I think the Patriots secondary is going to be deadly. When you have Christian Gonzalez on one side, you have Carlton Davis on the other side. I think Jabril Peppers is not talked about enough of just how good he truly has been for this team. You bring in Marcus Epps. I hope Kyle Duggar's healthy, and if he's healthy and still doesn't be productive as he was when he first joined the Patriots these last couple seasons, he could be a trade candidate. But I mean, do I even have to talk about Christian Gonzalez at this point? 70.5 quarterback rating. We know all about him. Allowed 2 touchdowns. Like, that's nothing. 7 pass breakups. You can go look. Like, PFF, our Pro Football Reference, has it at 11 pass breakups, and then Pro Football Focus has it at 7. I don't really know. But the one thing that you have to kind of just worry about is Carlton Davis. And when he is on the field, yeah, he is a lockdown corner. These are some of his stats that going up against some of the top wide receivers in football. No receptions for CeeDee Lamb. 1 reception for Justin Jefferson. 1 for Calvin Ridley, and then 5 for DK Metcalf, which is, a solid one. You're going to be playing the Steelers week 3, so you got to expect that Christian Gonzalez is going to be on that. But he has to stay healthy. Carlton Davis has to stay healthy, and he has not at all his entire career. It's not like, 1 or 2 seasons. No, he has never been healthy. Like 2021, 10 games played. 2022, 13 games played. 12 games played. And then 12 games played once again when he was with the Lions, not the Buccaneers. But you see the games played. You have to play 17, man. If he cannot stay healthy, that's a big problem for the Patriots. But if he does stay healthy, expect them to be a top 5 cornerback duo there's 2 of me right now. You get to see 2 of me. But yeah, top 5 cornerback duo in this league. But I'm kind of concerned if he's going to stay healthy. It's just the history. History repeats itself. If you can prove it wrong and have that outlier where you're playing 17 games, yes. But if not, you're going to have to worry about probably Marcus Jones and some other guys coming in. Maybe Alex Austin, the underrated cornerback, he could step in for Carlton Davis. Do the Pats have a top 5 secondary? Let me know in the comments section down below. Go right now while you're getting the ad. Type Y for yes or type N for no. Surprise, surprise, the biggest weakness. Are you shocked? Are you shocked? It's wide receiver. We talk about wide receivers all the time. I was going to talk about it today, but then I saw this ESPN article, and I was like, all right. We got way more than just wide receiver talk because I just want them to be on the field, and that seems like all they want to talk about is the wide receivers. This is what ESPN had to say. Everything that ESPN has said, I've said for the last 3 months since I started hosting this channel. Much improved Patriots. They're fairly balanced, which made this harder than expected. It's not harder. They're the worst. It's the worst part of this team. The Patriots upgraded their receivers, but questions remain. Stephon Diggs, one of the league's best receivers in his prime, but he's 31 years old and recovering from last year's torn ACL, which I'll talk about Stephon Diggs in a second. We get some really, really good news. Pop Douglas, solid slot man, but he's undersized and limited to short range. Like, surprise, surprise. Yeah, not. This wide receiver core is not that great past Stephon Diggs. Like, I saw it that Matt Collins was placed on the PUP list. Well, that's your deep threat. So what's going to happen? I'm not 100% sure. I hope he has until August 26th to get activated after that. So we'll have to worry about then. But after those two, like Pop Douglas, I'm not going to rely on Kyle Williams as a rookie just yet to be your star guy past Diggs and past Mario Douglas. Is Kendrick Bourne going to be here? Can Kayshon Boutte be a part of this? Can he have a good season like he did towards the second half of last year? After Chisholm going to make the roster, are they going to bring back Jalen Polk? I've said it before. I don't think Javon Baker is going to be here because when you look last year, the stats, the only person that wasn't here was Stephon Diggs and Kyle Williams. Like, they're still awful. These are just wide receivers. Like, I'll make note that Austin Hooper and Hunter Henry had a combined 110 receptions between the two of them. This is all the wide receivers. You can go down the list of all of them. 28th, 32nd, 28th, like no touchdowns. But you did get some really, really great news, which I talked about last week. He might be placed on the PUP. Well, before training camp, which is in 2 days, the Patriots did not place Stephon Diggs on the PUP list. And that is huge news, because that means he might be cleared on Wednesday. He might be with the team fully. So that is insane, great news, because everybody thought he was going to be placed in the PUP list. But the key number was about, I think it was 9 to 10 months. He tore his ACL in October, and now it's July. So he's could be ready. And I think not being placed on the PUP, he's going to be ready week 1. Training camp, 2 days away. Wednesday, we got you covered every single day, giving the guys takeaways, winners and losers. And we're also close to a milestone, people. We are 183 subs away from 27,000. So if you want Patriots coverage all throughout training camp, leading up to the season, go hit that sub button right now. Now the X Factors. And we've talked about this multiple times on the channel. That's why you subscribe. But it's the tackles, Will Campbell and Morgan Moses. And yeah, it's clear as day, because last year, Vidarian Lowe and whoever played tackle on this roster last year was a problem. Drake May was running for his life. They were one of the worst offensive lines that I've ever seen. This is what ESPN had to say. Drake May was forced to play back behind a porous line that ranked 31st in pass block win rate. Hardly ideal circumstances for a promising quarterback the Patriots hope to develop. Now, I will say, I was scared to play Drake May to start because he could lose his confidence with just how bad this offensive line is. I really was scared to play him this early. I said, stay behind Jacoby Brissett, let him get blown up, and then play him as the year goes on, maybe a little bit. Not 5 games into the season, I was like, oh, here we go. I hope he can handle it, and he did. But if this offensive line still blows with the revamped offense, if you have Will Campbell and Morgan Moses, and GG's. Garrett Bradbury, you still have you have all these guys to revamp it. GG's, boys. F's in the chat. It's going to be a struggle, and we're going to see the same exact kind of offensive line that we saw last year. But can it get worse than this? Can it really get worse than this? Second to last in pass block, last in run block. That's why Ramondre Stevenson had such bad stats. He couldn't get through the offensive line. Simple as that. Pressure rate was terrible. Sack rate was terrible. I don't think it could get worse than that. But the number one priority going into this offseason, the number one priority going forward, going all the way through the rest of his entire time here, protect your quarterback. Protect Drake May. And I think Elliott Wolf and Mike Vrabel know that has to be very, very, very serious going into this season, because I don't want to see Drake May have 400 scrambling yards and only 16 designed run plays. I want to see a lot more designed runs, and you can't do that with a terrible offensive line. But I have confidence. I think Will Campbell's going to be good. I think Morgan Moses is going to be good. I don't know about Garrett Bradbury at center. I think Jared Wilson might take over at some point. And then your last one, a non-starter to know, and I kind of have to argue with this a little bit because I think he's going to be a starter at some point, and it's K'Lavon Chaisson. K'Lavon, I always say his name wrong. We're just going to say Chaisson because for some reason K'Lavon just, I can't ever get it right. It's K'Lavon. Yes, it is. It's K'Lavon. But Chaisson, and I always get it wrong. But he is the non-starter to know, according to ESPN. And I really don't know if he's going to be a non-starter. This is what they had to say. Chaisson finally had a productive year as a part-time edge rusher for Las Vegas last season, put up 5 sacks, all in the final 6 games and 24 pressures. Was the breakout season for real, and how much can Chaisson contribute to the Patriots' pass rush? And I'll say this, we know the Mike Vrabel defense wants speed around the edge. He wants guys that can get to the quarterback. I've said it before in this channel, and I'll say it a million times again. And with Chaisson getting 5 sacks, getting 32 tackles, he's not really good. Mike Vrabel's not really going to be focused on the run. And the guy that's focused on the run that doesn't get to the quarterback whatsoever is Anthony Jennings. So once we see training camp start, and that's why you got Milton Williams to get to the quarterback. That's why you brought Harold Landry over to get to the quarterback. I think that Chaisson will kind of take over because he fits that Mike Vrabel defense a lot better than Anthony Jennings. I think they're going to split a lot of reps, but I think Chaisson is going to take over as starting edge over Jennings at some point this season. And you also have, we haven't even talked about it, Keon White. He also could use that role. Not only can he, this Patriots defense is just so stacked, I don't really know where Anthony Jennings is going to be. He could even be a cut candidate as we go into later this season. But those are your 4. Coming up, though, I'm going to give you guys the entire ESPN starting lineup. We'll go through that really quick before we get on out of here. But as we always do on Mondays, a new deal for you. And I saw it. I saw it on Fanatics. Drake May jerseys are on sale, 20% off. You can get yours right now for $104. Chatsports.com/May jersey. If you want to get it in the old-fashioned home jerseys, I still wish they would bring back the Dynasty jerseys, though. Or you can get it in the red throwbacks. Those are also perfect, too. Chatsports.com/May jersey. You can get them in every single jersey that the Patriots have. $103.99. We'll have that in the comments and description of today's video. So if you want to be repping the Pats, if you want to be repping your franchise quarterback come this September, make sure you go to chatsports.com/May jersey. All right, so here are your projected starters going into the 2025 season, and we'll start with the offense, and to no surprise, your quarterback is going to be Drake May. And your running backs, I think they're going to go with a little 2 running back system, but Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson, your 2 running backs. No surprise there. Is Antonio Gibson going to get traded? That may be a question that you have to ask going into later this season. But right now, it's Ramondre and Travion. And thank God that he finally, and I mean, finally signed his contract. Like, thank God. Like, so your wide receivers, I'll just read them off to you guys. It's no doubt about it. Here's what ESPN they had. Stephon Diggs, Kyle Williams, Pop Douglas, and then your tight ends are Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper. And I will mention that Austin Hooper was placed on the PUP list to start this season, but he can be taken off by August 26th. I think he's going to be healthy because I know the Patriots are going to want to do that 12 personnel type offense with 2 tight ends on the field at one time. And now with him on the PUP and he's not going to be fully participating, does that mean Jaheim Bell? Does that mean CJ Dupree will get a lot more reps going into this year? That might be a little position battle to watch as we go into training camp on Wednesday. Here's your offensive line. I'm not 100% sure if Garrett Bradbury is going to start. I don't know. Is it going to be Will Campbell? Yeah. Cole Strange? Yeah. Mike Owenu? Yeah. Morgan Moses. Garrett Bradbury is kind of the question mark here. Not 100% sure. That's another position battle that you got to go look at. Him and Jared Wilson. Go watch Forged in Foxborough episode 2. Jared Wilson's a big part of it. So we'll see on Wednesday. Grade the offense, though. What would you guys give it? A, B, C, D, or F? I'm going to give it... I'm biased here. It's going to be a B-. I still think you need to update. You need to get a better wide receiver. But other than that, I like the running backs. I think the offensive line is going to hold up. And, of course, you got Drake May. Go down in the comments right now and let me know what you rank the offense. Here's your defense. Your defensive tackles, Christian Barmore, Milton Williams, Harold Landry, Anthony Jennings. Ooh, look out for Chason. Keon White as your third edge. Then your linebackers. This is another one where ESPN, they're not paying attention to the Patriots much. Like, Mike Reese, what you doing, brother? Jelani Tavai. Is he going to be the starter? Christian Ellis might be that guy. There are a lot of position battles, and I think I might make a video on just how many position battles that we are going to do. But then you have your cornerbacks, Christian Gonzalez. Like, it is pretty simple. Christian Gonzalez, Carlton Davis, Marcus Jones, Kyle Duggar, and Jabril Peppers. Not really any big surprise here. Like, the depth chart is what ESPN's projections were. Christian Gonzalez, Carlton Davis, Marcus Jones, and then your safeties, Kyle Duggar and Jabril Peppers. Like, no change, no shocker there. And we'll see. Craig Woodson, though, is a rookie. He might be stepping in. And Marte Mapu is now with the linebackers. He could get in with Jelani Tavai being hurt and not being 100% ready for this upcoming season. That's going to do it for the latest edition of Patriots Today by Chat Sports. Training camp right around the corner, people. We have you covered, a video every single day. Takeaways, winners, and losers. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. And also, you want to keep the conversation going. Find me on Instagram. Find me on Twitter @TheRealAlper. And as always, let's go, Pats.